Ja ennenkin sen näkee. Muistakaa pysyä omalla puolella, omalla puolella, omalla puolella. Ei mennä kaverin. In our fan day, Mera is giving paper helmet for everybody, so go and grab one for you.
Tällä kerralla puueita hailla, niin pitäkää hyvää peliä. Joo. Tsekki vaan.
Mulla toki olla.
Yeah, cause you set that up. Valtio peli. Ahoi! Kesi!
Warning, the pregame show contains flashing lights, images, and loud sounds. Varoitus. Alkushow sisältää rikkuvaa valoa ja kuvaa sekä voimakasta ääntä.
Ei vaan mä nimenomaan teistä. Muuttu se kerran, että siinä on sama tilanne. Helpottaa mun mielestä meitä, koska se on ollut.
Cože? Modrá košile ti sluší.
Ahoj.
Čau, borci. Čau, čau.
Ty vole, má ty si nečasanej, ty vole.
Nádhera.
Ahoj. Ahoj. Čau.
Voy Carlito.
USA, tervetuloa USA:n joukkueen. And please welcome Team Czechia. Tervetuloa Tsekkiin. For this game have been licensed and signed by the International Ice Hockey Federation.
Quarterfinal Thursday has arrived at the World Hockey Championship in Finland and Latvia. Mads Franson of Denmark and Liam Sewell of Great Britain are the referees for this game between the United States and Czechia. A rematch of last year's bronze medal game lost by David Quinn's Team USA. They were up 3-1 after one period of play. The Czechs ran off an 8-4 win after that to win their first medal at the World Championship in 9 years. Second-year head coach of their national team is a Finn, Kari Jalonen. And in goal for the Czechs to start this game will be the man who started it in the bronze medal game last year but did not finish it, Karel Vejmelka. But the United States ran off a 7-0 record in the preliminary round for the first time in its history in the format of this tournament, which began in 2012. And so the Czechs will try to bounce back from their loss to Canada in their final preliminary round game and get back to the medal podium. They're five-time world champions in the last 30 years. Rocco Grimaldi's been terrific for Team USA, playing in an IIHF tournament for the first time since 2013, the World Junior Championship. Dominic Kovalik's having a great tournament for the Czechs, leading the tournament in goals and points. So there is Casey DeSmith, 31-year-old from Rochester, New Hampshire, is the starting goaltender for Team USA. He's 4-0 in the tournament with a .942 save percentage. And there is Karel Vejmelka, pulled in the bronze medal game last year after one period of play, but he's posted a .956 save percentage thus far. Allowed 2 goals on 43 shots to Canada. He's number 2 in save percentage in the competition.
Here we go, boys. Another beautiful day in paradise.
And away we go with the quarterfinal game. Underway this hour as well in Latvia. It's Switzerland versus Germany. And tonight, the lids will be blown off the 2 rinks as the Latvians play at home. The puck is brought back by TJ Tennant here. Finland will play Canada in the second quarterfinal in this building. Played back at the point, long shot, blocked it away as Dylan Sandberg got that away. Sandberg scored the overtime winner for Team USA in its last game, a 4-3 win over Sweden in extra time. TJ Tynan feeds that back across. Cutter Gauthier with a shot that deflects away. Gauthier having a great tournament with 6 goals in 7 games for Team USA. Chipped back down by Nick Perbix. And Thomas Kondratek has it back for Czechia. Tries to center and bounce away from Sobotka. And played back ahead for Nick Bonino, the American captain. Set it up, and the play's offside at the Czech line.
Team USA rolling along quite nicely, bumps into the leading goal scorer in the tournament, Dominic Kubalik. 8 goals. He's got 6 on the power play.
That ties a single tournament record. He shares it now with 4 other players.
And amazingly enough, or maybe surprisingly, Cutter Gauthier was 6th second in this tournament. Boston College standout. And you said Gauthier shoots, get used to saying that, 44 shots on net.
Leads the tournament.
In 7 games. My simple math, that's 6+ per game for Cutter Gauthier.
Jakob Fleck comes in now for the Czechs. Fleck spins that back in front, that's knocked away. On the back check by Bonino. At the point, Dvorak flips it ahead. Here's Alex Tuck. That pass misfired for Bonino. Chipped ahead by Connor Mackey of the Arizona Coyotes. And Mack tangles there with Andre Baranek. That centering pass is picked off, and here's Tuck with it. Tuck with 4 goals in 7 games for Team USA. Coming off that blockbuster year with the Buffalo Sabres, 36 goals in 74 games for the Sabres. Mackey plays it back across. Here's Henry Thrun. The gold medalist in the 2021 World Junior Championship for Team USA. He fires that down. Puck skips at the side of the goal. And played to the line, but not out by Zaboral. Long shot by Perunovic goes wide. And Count picks that ahead. In comes Schmeichel with it now. Here is Schmeichel. In on Perunovic. Schmeichel still on it. Drops it off to Zaboral, who's jumped up. Jakub Zaboral. Spins that back in front. It goes off his stick. Knocked down by Michael Spacek. Spacek back for Zaboral. Shoots. That goes wide. Now gathered back up by David Nemecek.
You see a lot of the cycle game that Czechia likes to play along the boards is where they're most comfortable.
Brought it now by Tomaszek, goes behind the back. Perunovic stays with him. Back at the point. Michael Kempney plays that back in deep. Sean Farrell, Montreal Canadiens. It's spun back. Farrell, one of several players who played college hockey this season for Team USA. He turned pro at the end of his college season at Harvard.
Little shot there from Kozhelenik. Welcome back to the party here. Is last year's MVP Roman Chervenka having another terrific tournament for Czechia. And he is their playmaker. He's their table setter. Kubalik's been scoring the goals, but so much of the offense at 5-on-5 and on the power play runs through Chervenka's stick. You also have to keep a close eye on him.
Lane Hudson, Montreal's second-round pick, played at BU this year. Knocked back across TJ Tynan. That shot went off the hand of Thomas Dvorak.
A fake Michigan for...
Oh, Karakoche. A little shake and bake there.
There we go.
Trevanik looks ahead for Kubalik. That's knocked away by Hudson. Kubalik with 20 goals, or 8 goals rather than tournament, on 20 shots.
Some of those are one-timers, especially on the power play. High percentage looks.
Here's Kubalik at center ice. Here's that back down to the American zone. DeSmith waved at that. Chernak moves it back in. And back to center ice it goes. Fired down to the American zone. A race for it. Jakob Fleck, who really fly, got there to negate the icing. Here is Tuck, who's no slouch in the skating department himself, sends that rink wide. Kostala winds it across the line. Dropped that back for Baranek, who moved that to the front of the goal. It's knocked down by Sandberg.
Ooh, that was tight to the top of the glass. Sandberg clears it out. And Jakub Zaboral, one of the standout Czechia defensemen we saw in the tournament. And I think Czechia knows that this U.S. team is going to attack them with speed and with pace. And making sure that they have numbers back throughout the game will be key for Czechia to try to slow down the offense for the Americans.
Chipped ahead by Anders Bjork. Here's Connor Garland with it. Garland from the Vancouver Canucks was stripped of the puck by Zaboral, and Zaboral tried to go rink wide. He was moved off the puck by Bjork. Every player on this American roster played college hockey. Bjork slamming into Schmeichel there. Schmeichel began the tournament with a full cage on. He got clipped with a high stick in practice the day before the tournament started.
Tough sledding.
And it was a nasty.
Had to go to the hospital, cage on for a week.
There's Mackey, long shot, and the save made by Vemelka.
Through the traffic of O'Connor in front, hanging in there, battling with Nemecek and Zaboral to establish position. The U.S. tries to get their offense on track here. Connor Garland, who was very good in last year's tournament a couple of years ago as well. There's a chance for anyone who, whether you're a college kid finishing your season and turning pro or going back to school, the fact that you're able to play in this tournament, chance to win something at the end of your year in a tournament that the U.S. haven't won in a long time.
They won the second ever World Championship in 1933. That shot whistled wide. Now, their Olympic wins in 1960 and 1980. There was no World Championship that year, but in standalone World Championships, no gold medal since 1933.
In a minute.
silver medal in 1950. Since then, 7 bronze medals. All the U.S. has to show for this tournament. Now fed back in front by Farrell. That's knocked away. Not the point. Perbix moves it back down, and Matt Coronado couldn't slide that home. Wojciech lost the puck to Coronado. Signed with the Calgary Flames at the end of his Harvard season. And it bounces back to Perunovic, but off his stick and back down to the American zone.
This is the game, Gord. When you play in this tournament, though, the quarterfinals are the day where you have to win.
This is the fork in the road.
If you lose, you feel like you wasted 3 weeks of your summer, and it's all for naught.
You go home tomorrow.
And you feel like it's a complete waste of time. At least if you win this one, you're playing for a medal in some capacity. A lot of pressure, no matter how good your round robin was, to win today.
Picked out in the corner. Tynan centered that. And that was knocked away from Carter Mazer. Back at center ice. It's flipped back in by Lane Hudson. That's an intriguing prospect for Montreal. Had a monster year this year at Boston University. A finalist for the Hobey Baker as the top college player. Kubalik works it and shoots. And the stop is made by DeSmith. No score here in the first period. It's quarterfinal day at the World Hockey Championship. Here in Tampere, Finland. Czechia and the United States getting acquainted yet again. They met twice in last year's tournament. Czechia won them both, including the bronze medal game. There's an old sort of myth about these tournaments that it's hard to beat a team twice. It's actually not. It happens as often as it doesn't.
You think if you're good enough to win the first game, you're probably still good enough to win the second.
So it should work.
You think.
In comes Grimaldi, centers it, knocked away by Vimilka, and Tuck put that wide. Alex Tuck's brother Luke has been added to the U.S. lineup today. Michael Asimov serving a 1-game suspension for kneeing in that game against Switzerland, or Sweden rather. And here is Alex Tuck. Works that back at the point. And that long shot fired wide by Clement. Tyler Clement just missed there. And it's frozen by Vimilka.
That's good work down around the front of the net. Line centered by Nick Bonino, the captain of Team USA. You can make Cervenka and Kubalik play in their own end. That is mission accomplished. And you mentioned Lane Hudson and how good his year was. I mean, historically great. In fact, the Brian Leach kind of caliber post-draft year in college. And yes, he's very tiny, but points are points. Production is production.
He's 5'10", 161.
Is he 5'10"?
What Central Scouting lists him at. I mean,
okay.
So, I mean, they measure them.
Yep.
So
I guess he would be. He is light, but maybe that'll change a little bit. But it's not like he just got to be smaller at this point in his career. He's always been.
Right, he didn't wake up one day.
Oh, wait a second. Everyone's bigger than me. It's always been that way. He's managed to be exceptional everywhere he goes.
Baranek feeds that back to Nemechek. Back around to Chernov. At the point, Michael Kentley plays it back in for Fleck. Czechs have 11 players that won a bronze medal last year at the World Championship. Chernak knocks that down for Fleck, who's had a good tournament for Czechia. Perbix up for O'Connor. Back comes through O'Connor, shoots, and Vimilka steers that away. Very tight so far in this game between the two. The shots are 3-1 in favor of Czechia. And in Riga, Maximilian Kastner is open to scoring. Germany a 1-0 lead on Switzerland. Swiss rolled through Group B.
Until they sat out a whole bunch of important players in their last game and lost in overtime.
And you always wonder about that, don't you? Like,
ruin the momentum and the positive vibes you got going.
In comes Coronado. Walks it in, fires, and Vimilka makes the glove save.
Absolutely right. It's been a sort of slow and feeling out process to start this game. it's always a little bit different in this tournament where, you know, you're in your own little bubble of your group.
Right.
U.S. doesn't know much about Czechia. They haven't seen them play. They haven't, you know, they maybe know the results, but, and maybe some scouting reports. Same thing, Czechia to the U.S. And so it takes a minute to kind of get a feel of what the game is going to be like. In this case, it's taken 10 minutes.
Here's Perunovic. Back across for Mackey. In the corner, Kostalik took down Tynan. Here's Kostalik with it. Kostalik, fourth round pick of Winnipeg, spent 3 years in the American League with the Jets organization. Kostalik back with it, also 3 years with Ruski in the Quebec League, won a Quebec League championship with him in 2015. Now the puck loose in the corner, scooped up by Benino. Back he goes for Carter Mazer. Lead pass for Grimaldi. Drops that back. Grimaldi played that stacked U.S. team in the 2013 World Junior Championship that won a gold medal. John Gibson in goal. Seth Jones. Jake Trouba on defense. A penalty coming out of Team USA. Not to mention the likes of Johnny Gaudreau at forward. So Dylan Sandberg goes off for a trip here. And the Czechs, who have been good on the power play, well, especially Dominik Kubalik, get the first man advantage.
Offensive zone, reaching for the puck. Sandberg trying to get the forecheck going. Spacek keeping his feet moving and a chop down on the feet. Easy call to make. And you're right, Czechia with 8 power play goals. Kubalik has 6 of them. So it's no secret where the puck is going to end up. Plays on his offside.
And it won't be there long.
No, he's a one-timer specialist. They can get over to number 18 on the right circle, left shot.
20 goals this year for the Detroit Red Wings. Kubalik works that freight. Schmeichel lost the puck and it's fed down the ice by O'Connor.
Sometimes or other, Schmeichel's got to make a simple play and he keeps putting it into Kubalik's skates.
The Czechs lost some key players out of injury throughout this tournament. Lucas Sedlak, who had scored a power play goal for him, was injured. Philip Hedl was lost early in the tournament, the young New York Rangers star.
Basically their first and second line centermen lost from the tournament.
Kempney up for Cervenka, for Saboka. Vladimir Saboka works back in. He had Casey Elizabeth down, but now picked up by Schmeichel. Back to Kubalik. Makes it rink wide for Cervenka. For all the talk of how good David Krejci and David Pastrnak were last year for Czechia, and they were, it was Cervenka who led the tournament in scoring. Kubalik to Schmeichel. Minutes ago in this power play, Kubalik centers it for Saboka. Bouncing puck in front, and Saboka couldn't reach it. And Benito lifts that back down the ice. Pastrnak had a hat trick in that game, in the bronze medal game last year against Team USA.
Malcolm almost touched that puck outside very casually. He was creeping back over the goal line.
He's an NHL goaltender, so
he would be well aware.
Now Clement goes back. Adams a Hornet trying to knock that free. It goes back to the point. Kostalik for Tomaszek. Back to Kostalik, who loves to shoot it for Michael Spacek. Spacek back to Kostalik, winds and shoots, got down, and the Smith made the stop. The rebound cleared away. And it's fired down by Patrick Brown of the Ottawa Senators. Tomaszek, former Belleville Bull. And that knocked away, and way out the play was for Melke. He leaves it there for Dvorak. One shot for the Czechs on that power play. Remains a scoreless tie here in the opening period. Grimaldi moves back in, and Grimaldi lays that back down. Coronado centers it. That's hammered wide. Rebound side of the goal, and Grimaldi couldn't reach it. Back at the point, they play it back across for Gauthier. Cutter Gauthier back on it. Born in Sweden. His dad was playing there. His dad's Canadian. Gauthier moves in and shoots. That was blocked by Dvorak. Brought up by Coronado. Feeds it down to Grimaldi. Off the bench comes Connor Garland. Grimaldi winds in. Drops that back. Connor Mackey fires. That deflected wide. Went off Connor Garland. Coronado Back down to Garland. Banks that back to Mackey. Cross he goes to Hudson. Long shot, block, rebound, Coronado turned away, rebound, score! So Coronado gets another chance at it, and the United States has opened the scoring. Matt Coronado of the Calgary Flames.
Catches a friendly carom in front of Vemelka. Lane Hudson makes it happen, gets moving at the blue line, gets a shot all the way in, and then the Battle of Garland gets Michal Jordan's attention. He's not facing the puck. His skate deflects off two skates. Vork and then Jordan to open the scoring for Coronado, but good work in front by USA, getting the loose pucks, occupying defenders, giving them a little chance to track down the rebound to open the scoring.
Coronado had 20 goals in college before turning pro with the Calgary Flames. He was a first-round pick by Calgary in 2021, 13th overall.
Didn't really shoot it, but didn't need to on that goal. Get to it and get it to the front.
So the United States grabs the lead here. And they were very good defensively. And they bring it around level. 8 goals against, only 2 in the third period total. Paco Grimaldi feeds that back, moved across to Prunovic. Back he goes to Grimaldi, shoots, that's gloved by Vemelka. 7:22 to go here in the opening period. Team USA with a 1-0 lead. U.S. was the only team to go undefeated through the preliminary round of the tournament.
Not quite perfect as they took an overtime win against Sweden to close out their round robin, but Team USA has never been clean through the round robin before.
No, so 7 straight wins coming in. And Dave Quinn said before the game that they have a nice balance between confidence and swagger and arrogance. He said, we're not arrogant, but just lots of confidence in this group.
You got to believe in yourself.
And you need that.
And there is some, you call it arrogance, it's fine. There's a belief that good players have.
Coach A shoots, and Vemelka makes a save on that.
Talk about goal scorers, the swagger they carry. They know they're good. And you play like you know you're good. And USA has tapped into that because they have so many young players who have come from teams where they are the best player. Best player in their team, best player in their league, college, wherever it is. And those guys walk in, expect to make things happen with the puck all the time.
Our coach is having a great tournament in terms of goal scoring. He's also not been on the ice for an even straight goal against.
That's amazing.
10-4-0 against.
Philadelphia is thinking, hang on, does he really need to go back to school?
Kubalik, rink wide for Cervenka. Racing back on him is Nick Perbix of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Here's Perbix with it. 6th-round pick of the Lightning back in 2017. He's become a regular for them as Kondratek goes back. Knocked down at the line and kept alive by Henry Thrun. Run from the San Jose Sharks. Played that back in the corner. Saboka works that free for Kempney. Got bumped there by O'Connor. That battle continues, and Kempney pivots back to Kondratek. Counts are 8-2 in favor of the Czechs. But it remains a 1-0 Team USA lead. Make that 9-2 in favor of the Americans, of course, as Garland moves in. In comes Spacek. Spacek works in, drops it back. And now bumped out by Clevin. The player turned pro after his college season, signing with the Ottawa Senators. We're pretty thrilled about what he brings to the table, which is a lot.
A lot of him. Can't teach size. He's got a lot of that.
Here's Garland with it. Plays it down behind the goal. Garland trying to work that free, and does for Farrell. Sean Farrell. Back for Sandberg. Shoots that deflected. And Vejmelka made the save.
Patrick Brown got a piece of that one. High slot.
Vejmelka wasn't only not the starting goalie for Team Czechia in the tournament, he didn't dress for the first couple of games.
He didn't play until their 4th game. Played 3 of their final 4, but we were watching Czechia play and trying to figure out who was going to be the starter, and there was no real pattern as to who it might end up being. Of course, it's Vejmelka here. He's given up the one. Completely unsavable by him. I think it is 2 skates. I think it is Dvorak, and then it hits Jordan. But if you put enough pucks around the net, if you get enough traffic there, those are the kind of breaks you give yourself a chance to get.
Mike, I've spent more than a decade trying to figure out what Kari Jalonen is going to do with his team, both with the Finnish national team and now the Czechs.
So I should stop trying?
No luck. I have less of an idea now than I did when I started. Bouncing puck for Zahorna. A late ad for this Czechia team as Zahorna moves in. They got poke checked off the puck. Zahorna was playing for the Toronto Marlies of the American League. Their season was ended. He joined this Czech team after they got the injury issues early on. Bouncing puck picked up by Jordan. He lost it to Tuck. Now Zaboral has it back. Brunovic plays that back across. Here's Chernok with it. Jordan with it. Up ahead for Schmeichel. He got poke check there as Tynan comes in. And now Grimaldi flipped that wide of the goal. Chernok plays it back out to Jordan. This is not unfamiliar spots for the Czechs, who have trailed in a number of their games. They were down 2-0 to Slovenia with 2 to go in the second period. Scored a late power play goal to get back in that game. Then to score late against Latvia to force overtime.
They don't score a ton of goals themselves, so they're used to playing tight games.
Chernok snaps that pass in for Fleck. That's knocked away by Sandberg.
Even Czechia sitting on 2 shots after 16 minutes is not the start they're looking for.
Clevin banks it back around to Sandberg.
There's patience, and then there's we're getting outplayed.
In comes Gauthier. Cutter Gauthier shoots. He whistled that wide.
It's fun to watch a guy with one-track mind. Your alignment, you know what he's looking to do.
Here's Garland back with it. Banks it back around. Chipped back in by Clevin. Garland leaves it there for O'Connor. O'Connor spins. That's knocked away. And O'Connor back with it. Down to Garland. Loose behind the goal. Connor Garland feeds it back across, and O'Connor's stick was tied up by Kempney.
That was really well done by Kempney to keep that stick from O'Connor away from the puck. Would have been a goal.
And so pushing and shoving to the side of Vejmelka. It remains a 1-0 lead for Team USA. Here in Tampere, Team USA and Czechia, as the United States is a 1-0 lead. These teams have something in common. Since this current format was adopted, 16 teams, 2 groups of 8, quarterfinal, semifinal, final. Both these 2 teams have qualified for quarters every year, and neither team has made it to a gold medal game.
The U.S. has a great shot at it this year.
You'd have to think, wouldn't you? I mean, they
won their group. They're the #1 seed if they go forward and get whoever the lowest seed is.
Yeah, the teams are reseeded after the quarters.
They
based on their
picked up
ranking.
20 of 21 points, right? So
yeah,
they would be the first. Especially if somebody else pulls an upset. Latvia or Germany or something.
Right now, Germany with a 1-0 lead on Switzerland. Big pass for Sean Farrell. And Zaboral brings that back around to Vojanilik. The MVP of the Czech League playoffs this year for Trinec, which won the Czech Extra League for the 4th consecutive time. Spacek. Got to lift that back ahead. Knocked down by Hudson. In for Coronado. Spacek. Trying to work that back around. It's banked back by Brown. Hudson. Tied up there by Tomaszek. Hudson snaps it back across for Farrell. Chips that back down to the Czech zone. Zaboral. Feeds that back to Spacek. And Spacek pumps that back. Here's Nemecek. Spacek. Bangs it back down the American zone. Clevin goes back.
The U.S. showing there are different ways to check. You can be physical and run into people, or you can just skate and be on top of them with no time or space. And it's the speed factor that's giving Czechia all kinds of trouble. They just can't move the puck up the ice cleanly.
David Quinn making the distinction between skating fast and playing fast.
Well,
so
to play fast, you have to move quickly, but you have to think quickly and cleanly if you want to play fast. And that's what the U.S. is doing.
Grimaldi drops that back to Tuck, leans into that shot. Vimilka saved the rebound, bounced out the side of the goal. Vimilka still trying to find it, does, and is able to hang on with 1:40 remaining here in the first period.
Vimilka thinks he has his puck sealed up. He does not. Drop pass for Tuck. Rarely takes slappers. Walks in this one. Dribbles through, and Nemecek has to be strong to keep Grimaldi away from the loose puck. That is a perfect drop pass. No tail on it. I mean, just not drifting too far out of the path of Alex Tuck. Vimilka's been by far the busier of the two. It hasn't looked locked in, rock solid, even though he had no chance in the goal he was beat on.
Shots are 11-2 Czechia. What are you going to say, sorry, 11-2?
Casey DeSmith says, I haven't had 11 shots.
Here's Gauthier with it, walks in and shoots. That banks off a leg. And Gauthier spins back.
Quick, couldn't find the touch.
Almost for Baranek. Knocked away by DeSmith.
Laid out softer, I put it on his stick.
In comes Mackey. Tried to feed that back in front. Connor Mackey also has a Canadian dad. His dad Dave is from Vancouver. And the Mackeys are making it a family vacation. After this, they're going to Italy and France.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do the World Championship.
We're not doing that, Cord.
We probably had enough of each other.
I meant separately.
We did some time apart. The Mackeys haven't been doing 2 and 3 games a day. In comes Fleck with it. Drops that back. Saboka winds in. Final minute now of the period. Saboka back for Dvorak. Shoots. He pounds that wide. Cervenka back on the Kubalik. Tries to center it. And O'Connor has it back.
Cervenka just got clipped by a high stick, or sold that he is, yelling at the referee.
Icing call against Team USA.
Coronado doesn't like the interference that Cervenka gave him after he didn't get the call. Everyone complaining to the officials. Down in front of the net, Cervenka. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh. Coronado almost knocks his helmet off. How do you miss that? Like, watch the helmet. I mean, the puck was just there. The referee is basically where the camera is right now, right in front of him. That is a break for USA.
Saboka for the face-off has been one of the better face-off men so far in the tournament. The one thing about the Czechs is, with Kubalik, they have lightning strike capability. They could be outplayed, not doing much, and Kubalik, boom, puts one in the net.
It's great to have that on your team. Somebody you can trust to make something happen out of nothing, or get one shot and put it past the goal. He doesn't need 7.
It's the difference, say, for a team like Switzerland this time around, right? They've got some one-touch scores.
Yeah. They use one of those one-touch scores, losing to Germany in the first period.
Off the draw, picked up and banked back out by Nick Perbix. Kostelic for Saboka. And O'Connor stepped into him. Saboka keeps it alive. 20 seconds to go in the period. Cervenka down for it. Kubalik trying to work that freight. Dvorak races to it in the final seconds now of the period. Kubalik. Dominic Kubalik feeds it down to Cervenka. And time expires in the United States with a wide edge in shots, 11-2, and a 1-0 lead after the opening 20 minutes.
The U.S. now knows that they can play their style and it will be successful against Czechia. Puck pressure, offensive zone time, wear them down, find a way to get a goal. They are deservedly up after one.
It's quarterfinal day at the 2023 World Hockey Championship in Tampere, Finland, and Riga, Latvia.
In Riga, the score between Team Switzerland and Team Germany in first period 0-1. Riikassa tilanne ottelussa Sveitsi-Saksa on ensimmäisessä erässä 0-1.
Thank you.
Good boys. Great start.
Some days it can be difficult to get through to each other at work. Other days, it could also be as simple as something else accidentally getting in the way. Then, suddenly, one day, the pieces fall into place without you being able to say exactly why. Here at AJ Products, we can't solve all your problems at work, but we are here to help you design a better workplace. Have a better day at work.
O'Connor, come on. Watch where you're going here, O'Connor, okay? I know he's on you, okay? I'll watch out for him, okay? If it gets worse than that, I'll call it, okay? Yeah, we're good.
There you go, boys. Hey! Hey! What are we doing? Hell, what are we doing? All right. Good stick, good stick. All right, Smitty, all good?
Good goal.
Loose, 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 in front, let's go, let's go. Good job, boys. Loose. There you go, boys, good stop. That away, Gunnar. Easy, easy. At the back, move.
1 minute left in the first period.
Hey, let's go. Murphy, move. Murphy, move. Get out of here.
face it, Smith wanted to take up a hobby in that first period. Faced just 2 shots. Karel Vejmelka much busier, faced 11, allowed 1 goal. It was Vejmelka who was pulled after 1 period in the bronze medal game a year ago. So the Czechs stymied for much of that period against an American team that, as much as you talk about the goal scoring, and it's been great, has been terrific defensively throughout the tournament.
That would have been the eye-opening part of the first period. Not that the U.S. was good with the puck, not that they created some different chances and were lots of motion in the offensive zone. It was that they were so good without it and gave Czechia absolutely nothing. Smith 2 shots.
First.
He had to make a good save.
Right.
Underway we go in the second period at 5-on-5. Czechs had the power play in that first period, but didn't amount to much.
You'd have to expect Czechia to bring a little bit more energy into the second period. Very flat in the first.
Here's Perfix with it.
Heads up.
Pass. Knocked down Carter Mazer. Jackson, Michigan. The other amazing thing about American teams internationally, this is especially the World Junior Championship, it used to be the M's. Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota. Now it's like Nevada, Texas. There's players from all over the place. Sabotka. Pivots back, being bumped there by Sandberg. Sabotka feeds that back to Kempney. Shoots, he fired that wide. Here's Kondratek with it. Plays it back down for Kubalik. That's lifted high in the air by Tynan. 9 assists in 7 games for TJ Tynan. Played for Ontario in the American League this year, the farm team of the Los Angeles Kings.
Dynamite American League scorer.
Amazing. Back-to-back AHL MVPs.
Piles up the points. He comes to international tournaments, does the same.
Here comes Fleck the other way. Fleck drops that up for Chernak. Chernak shoots from a sharp angle, and Smith made the save on that. Knocked away by Perbix and swept back to center ice. Fleck does everything fast. Perbix, native of Elk River, Minnesota. Finds Bonino, he's poke check there. By Dvorak, back the other way. In comes Schmeichel, shoots. That's knocked away by DeSmith. Baranek spins and fires. Rebound put wide by Schmeichel. Schmeichel back on it. Here's Zahorna. Martin Kaut banks that back. Zabora long shot that deflects wide. Here's Grimaldi on it. Puck comes free. Zabora walks in and fires. DeSmith makes the save and quickly corrals the rebound.
Well, there's the kind of push you're expecting out of Czechia in the offensive zone, getting in on the forecheck, couple different looks. And Zabora, who's already scored 1 nice wrist or top blocker side early in the tournament. Tries to go glove, does not get it done, and counter-attacking quickly. Schmeichel tries to challenge DeSmith the back end that's tipped, but a rare turnover by the U.S. on the way in allowed Czechia an easy and quick counter.
Germany still a 1-0 lead on Switzerland in the quarterfinal game in Riga, Latvia last year. The Americans beat the Swiss 3-0 in their quarterfinal matchup after the Swiss had gone 6-0-1 in the preliminary round, and 2 years ago the Germans beat them after the Swiss had a good preliminary round as well.
This would be a really tough loss if Switzerland were not to get through Germany today.
Especially to your arch rival. In comes Spacek with it. With Bojanilik. And that's picked up by Mackey. Banked ahead and gathered back up for Bjork. Takes that return pass. Bjork. Up ahead to O'Connor. Garland. Pivots back. Connor Garland. Throws it back in front. Bjork missed on that. Mackey tips it back, but the pass draws Perunovic out. Perunovic winds back in, drops it across. Brown with a shot, and the rebound squirted away from Vejmelka again.
Yeah, it's a few leaky, innocent-looking wristers that Vejmelka has spit back up.
Some of the injured Czech players.
The extras watching the game. He flew over from Latvia yesterday morning. Changing location for the quarterfinals.
Maybe not the guy you'd have in a pool, but Jonas Siegenthaler just tied the game for Switzerland.
They'll take it.
Wayne Hudson banks that wide. Bouncing puck on the side of the goal, swept away by Sobotka.
Wayne Hudson out here against the #1 line. I like it.
Lots to be excited about in Montreal in terms of young players, and he is one that has really got a lot of people's attention.
Fascinating prospect.
In comes Farrell, swings that back in front, and that was blocked by Kostelnik. Kubalik swings that rink wide, trying to find Chervenka. The pass misses, and icing called against the Czechs.
I think for Hudson, there's room for smaller defense in the NHL. Now, you probably can't have 6 on a roster, but you can have a puck-moving defenseman who's a little bit smaller stature on your team. Lane Hudson will be trying to be that guy for Montreal. You cannot argue with his numbers.
No, and that's
spectacular season as a freshman. Coach in the shooting position.
When is he not? He gets off the bus in the shooting position.
Takes his sticks back to his room with him. It's Kubalik and Carter Mazur, a little pushing and shoving. Czechia doesn't. This is probably partially intentional. Czechia wants. Look at these guys chop at me.
Kostelnik gave a little poke to.
At some point,
Mazur.
Kick out the centerman at least. He's just swinging away at Mazur's ankle. Because he crept in too tight.
And that hotly contested faceoff finally happens. Hudson knocks it down and plays it back in the corner.
The puck didn't even make it close to the ice surface. It was all said and done. Hit the guy's hips on the way down.
Here's Zamora bringing it back out. Shovels that ahead for Kubalik. He's straightened up there by Clevin.
Clevin's not afraid to tighten up the gap and step forward.
He has that great timing. He just senses when to go, and some players have paid the price figuring it out. Mazur crisscrossing back ahead. That plays offside at the Czech blue line.
Carter Mazur has drawn the ire of every Czechia player on the ice right now. Kubalik took a little poke at him.
Another guy who began the year in college with DU, had a good year, scored 22 goals in 40 games, and went to Grand Rapids of the American Hockey League. He's a Detroit third-round pick, and then Mazur also won a national championship in Denver last year.
Future teammate of Dominik Kubalik.
Yeah.
As early as next year.
Yeah. They'll have to sort things out.
Little chat in training camp.
Henry Thread with it. Fires that back down. Kind of a big day for him. Long distance. Harvard commencement going on today. He's graduating, but caught it by Fleck. Little backhand shot goes wide. He's a little busy here right now.
This is the last few years. He's a double major graduating from Harvard. A pretty special day that he's gonna have to check in on virtually a little bit later.
Well, and think about it too. He turned pro with San Jose, so he's been a little busy period during exam time and everything else.
He's got a lot cooking. Economics and psychology, double major at Harvard.
And now playing in the NHL.
Yeah.
Suddenly I feel like I haven't done much with my life.
Well, representing your country real quick.
Right.
Well done. Well
also
done.
a gold medalist of the World Junior in 2021 for Team USA.
Wouldn't he like to add the first gold medal in 90 years for U.S. in this tournament?
3 of these American players have won gold at the World Junior Championship. And there's Garland with it. Connor Garland tips that back ahead. And back to pick it up is Kempney. Kempney backhands that to center ice. The Hornet was knocked off stride by Garland. A size mismatch, and Garland wins it. Connor Garland winds in, feeds that back in front. Pavelka steered that away. Who's behind the goal is Bjork. In the corner for Garland. Slaps it. That goes off the skate of Nemecek and just wide. It's amazing how many goals we've seen in this tournament from below the goal line.
Potential bank shot from the corner.
Here's Bjork back with it. Now it goes to O'Connor. Feeds up the high slot for Bjork. To Clevin. In shoots. That's blocked by Zahorna. And now it skips off Clevin's skate. Back out to center ice.
Yeah, I've noticed about Team USA in the offensive zone. They like to go underneath the strong side forward to pass to the weak side defenseman. They don't go up and around. They go underneath to bypass, opening up the far side of the ice.
Nemecek lifts that to center ice. Tomaszek. Sends it for Vojanilik. There's another late add to the Czech lineup. Chip back out, and Zaboro picks it up. Michael Spacek for Vojanilik. Got tied up there by Klevin. Vojanilik got a stick up in Klevin's face. Zaboro plays that back. Dvorak, a shot that deflects wide. Shots 3-2 Czechia here in the second period. Back at the point, Zaboro fires, and a stop made by DeSmith. He's already been busier in this second period than he was the entire first.
He saw that last shot, hit him right in the glove. He never shut it, so he didn't know it was coming there.
Spacek to Vojanilik. Plays that back. Spacek a drive, and DeSmith steers that away. Brown digs for it. Loose in the corners, Brunovic. Farrell. And then knocked away. Here's Cervanek back on it. Cervenka banks it off the boards. And knocked back. Here's Zaboro. Lines it back. Ed Klevin turns out of a long shift for him as he battles there with Sobotka. And they collide hard in the corner. That battle continues at the point. Kondratek. Back for Zaboro. Shoots. It pinballs around in front. Knocked down by Klevin. Goes off the glass and back down the ice. And that long shift is going to get longer as the American. Off the draw, Jordan shoots, and DeSmith got a piece of that. Well, the shots picking up here for the Czechs in the second period. Remains a 1-0 lead for Team USA. Still 1-1 in Riga between Switzerland and Germany later tonight. The Swedes will step into the Lions then when they play Latvia. That bubbling cauldron in Riga. And here tonight, Canada takes on Finland.
Can't imagine more emotion in a building than we saw with Latvia trying to qualify for the quarters against Switzerland, but they might be there tonight.
That's a hot ticket in Latvia tonight.
Definitely calling all the favors into that building.
Coach shoots, fired that wide.
Did he now?
Here's Fleck back with it. Got to step on Perbix, feeds it back across. It went off Baranek's skate. And now banked ahead. In comes Mazur. Carter Mazur posts up. Walks right in, drops it back. Perbix throws it back in front. Bounce it back, goes back to Hudson. Lane Hudson banks it back in. Here's Hudson. Tees up and shoots. That deflected high. Went off the stick of Mazur. Tynan swings that back. Hudson drops it off to Tynan. Has a look and shoots. It dribbles down. Vamilka grabs that. And right away, Mazur gets another bop there from Kempney. After that late poke at the Czech netminder. 1-0 Team USA leads here in the second period.
Työskentelee satoja ja taas satoja vapaaehtoisia. Nämä ympäri Suomea tänne Tampereelle. Duuniin tulleet siinipaikaiset ahkerat pikkumunahaiset tekevät tämän turnauksen mahdolliseksi. Ilman heitä ei kukaan meistä olisi täällä tänään. Pasi, kuka on päivän tämän ottelun vapaaehtoinen?
Tässä ottelussa vapaaehtoista valitaan Maarit Valtasaari Sporttitoimistosta. Sporttitoimistossa varmistetaan joukkueiden arjen sujuvuus. Kun toimistossa pari soitaan ohi käy, on jo useinkin kiire. Mutta kun Maarit on asialla, niin siinä vaiheessa hommat yleensä olisi hoidettu. Joten kiitos Maarit ja muut vapaaehtoiset. Thank you Maarit and have a lot. Cheers.
Yeah, kiitos! DJ Tomi, come on!
This has been a busy arena this year. It's the home of two Finnish league teams, Ilves Tampere and Tampere. Tampere won the Finnish league title this year, won the Champions League, and now it's going to host this arena, the quarters, two quarters, both semis, the bronze and gold medal games at the World Championship for the second straight year.
Where the champions reside, apparently.
Apparently, yeah.
Finland.
On the point, Perbix shoots, scored! Nick Perbix from the point sneaks that by Vejmelka, and the United States grabs a 2-0 lead.
Seeing Irister from Perbix drifts it in after a cleanly won faceoff. And not known for his offense, but he'll take it as he goes right under the bar. Benino with a little help from Grimaldi. Grimaldi's the one who jumps through, kicks it back, and then Benino tucks the hips in to get out of the way. Vejmelka's still looking for it, no idea. And an innocent-looking wrister gets past Karl Vejmelka, 2-0 U.S.
Nick Perbix played 69 games for the Lightning in his rookie year. Played the Olympics last year for Team USA under Dave Quinn.
Number 25, Nick Perbix. Assisted by
Zamoro lays that back around. Tomaszek chops at that. Played back across for Thrun with a shot. That's gloved by Vejmelka.
Boy. Alex Tuck getting shoved through the net. Czechia getting a little frustrated with some of the American forwards. The U.S. doing a good job hanging in there during the game, but then skating away after the whistle. And one more look here at the faceoff. Benino doesn't get it. It's Grimaldi. You have to be on your toes if you're one of the wingers. Grimaldi's flowing in. Tuck's trying to roll around the other side. Benino win and get to the net. Everybody does what they're supposed to do. And an accurate shot by Perbix. As the U.S. fans up and dancing.
Yeah.
It's just kind of been a steady, comfortable game for the U.S. They just feel like they are completely in control.
It's funny, they kind of blew out Czechia 1-0 in the first. It was
right. Yeah.
They had the wide edge in play. An insurance goal key for Team USA. Gauthier feeds that back ahead. Picked up by Tynan. Looking for Gauthier. Bounces back to Mazur. Gauthier was all alone in front. Here's Kubalik. Kicks out ahead to Sobotka. Vladimir Sobotka plays that around. Sobotka in the corner with it. Czechia kind of stumbled into the quarterfinal round, back-to-back losses to Switzerland and Canada. Kondratek plays that back around. Kind of knocked off stride, looks ahead for Gauthier. And Kondratek took that away from Cutter Gauthier. 16 goals in 32 games for Gauthier as a true freshman at Boston University. As that shot by O'Connor knocked away by Vejmelka. And a penalty coming now to Kempley. That'll be a hold. And so the United States, with a 2-0 lead, is going to the power play with 9:46 to go in the second period. Team USA leads on Czechia. Quarterfinal day at the World Hockey Championship. Tomorrow a day off, although the IIHF Congress will meet full session. As Brunovic picks that up, plays it back across. On the U.S. power play, Gauthier. Lines it back to Perunovic. Back to Gauthier. Looks it and shoots. That was blocked by Chernov.
They got the two NHLers, the full-time NHLers, Benino and Tuck, and the guys who spots where they touch the puck the least. The bumper in the net front. They got the kids and the TJ Tynan minor leaguer handling the pucks on the half wall.
Here's Benino with it. Gauthier shared the American lead with 2 power play goals each. Tuck in, fires and put that just wide. At the point, Fleck reaching for it. That's swept away by Perunovic. Great job to keep it alive. Zaboral flips it back out to center ice. Perunovic back across to Tuck. Feeds that back. Here's Panino with it. Nick Panino walks right in, fires. That was blocked by Zaboral. At the point, held by Perunovic again. Swings that back to Gauthier for Tynan. Gauthier all teed up for the one-timer. Tynan goes the other way for Perunovic. Drops it off to Tuck. He goes to Gauthier. Swings it around and shoots. That's knocked down by Pamelka. Another chance on the side of the goal. Tuck can't reach it. Gauthier. Back to Perunovic. Long shot tipped wide. 40 seconds to go on the power play. Tynan. Back he goes to Perunovic. Perunovic winds back the other way. Stops it there for Tynan. Drops it down for Tuck. Backdoor pass for Gauthier. Shoots. Stopped by Pamelka. Gauthier back on it for Tuck. In for Tynan. Tynan swings that across. Perunovic. Gauthier. Here's Perunovic. Back for Tynan. Final seconds now on the power play. Perunovic. Gauthier's all teed up on the other side of the ice. Perunovic goes to Tynan. They crisscross again. Tynan trying to thread that pass across. Fleck picks it up as Kempny stands out.
Oh, what
and
a dive!
Perunovic to knock that down like a second baseman.
Get him in my shortstop anytime. What a saving play by Perunovic, and it's all or nothing.
Right.
He's on the ground. If he doesn't get it, it's a clean breakaway for Kempny.
3 shots for Americans in that power play. Now another stop by Pamelka, this time on Coronado. Here's Garland back for Coronado. Fires, and Pamelka makes the save on that. Garland feeds that back to Hudson. Lane Hudson, he worked on by Kubalik. And now Coronado back with it. Here's Hudson back with it. 21-8 now, the shots on goal in favor of the United States. Moved back in by Garland. And Pamelka out to play it. Pamelka in his second year with the Arizona Coyotes. Prior to that, he spent his entire career in Czechia.
It was a complete wild card when he showed up 2 years ago. And he's been busy playing in Arizona the last couple of years. Lots of games stolen by him.
Perbix back to pick it up. As the second American goal, Coronado scored the first. Riga, Andres Ambul called for a double minor for high sticking, so Germany in the long power play there. And Dvorak swings that back across to Kostalik. Out to center ice, Tomaszek. Lost the puck to Mazur. Mazur poke check there, plays it down to Pamelka, steers that back for Dvorak. Played back in by Mackey. And Kostalik has it back. Squeezed there by Farrell. Run tries to poke that head for O'Connor. Feeds it back to Farrell. Walks right in. Slides it back across. And that was just missed by Garland. Garland plays it back down. O'Connor centers it. There's Garland, flips that high and wide. Back at the point is Clevin. Kostalik feeds it back around. And the bouncing puck spurts through the crease.
There's about a 4-minute stretch to start the second period where Czechia put on some pressure, got the puck in the offensive zone, but U.S. has settled it right down again.
Brought back in, Tuck with a drive. Pamelka makes the stop, and he'll hang on. 2-0, the United States leads here in the second period. Team USA out shooting Czechia 22-8 in the game. They outshot their opposition in the preliminary round 100-52
in the second period alone.
Yeah,
and they're out shooting Czechia 2-1 in this period. It just feels so comprehensive.
Whatever David Quinn says in the first intermission must really be something.
Apparently. They like the long chains. They're in better shape. I don't know what's going on, but that is one-way traffic.
Kaut shoots that wide. Kaut down behind the goal by Hudson. That'll be the question for him at the next level, right?
Just pulled it off, Kaut, though. Right. You can check without running over people. Check with your legs, check with your lower body, check with your stick. You don't have to just hit guys.
In comes Tuck with it.
Like the U.S. has hardly hit anyone in this whole game, and yet they have the puck all the time. There's different ways to get pucks off players.
Kempney slides that back end for Saboka. In for Kaut. Locked away and moved ahead by Mackey. In a race for it now. Patrick Brown coming in. Brown in on Kondratek. Brown acquired by the Ottawa Senators at the trade deadline. Moves that back down. Here's Zaboro. Poke check there by Farrell. And away comes Chervenka. That's knocked away. Swiss survived a double minor to Andres Ambuel, but now they're shorthanded again. Kubalik fires, ripped that just wide. The one thing the Swiss didn't do much in the opening round was take penalties. They've been in all kinds of penalty trouble here today so far. They've taken all 4 minors in that game against Germany. Farrell bumps it across to Coronado. 3.5 to go here in the second period. Jordan for Kubalik. Bank back down for it. Sandberg lifts it back down to the check line. Dvorak goes back, being shadowed there by Mazur. Chernock slides out ahead, knocked down, and swung back by Tynan. Lifted up by Thrun at center ice. Mazur gathers it back up and plays that down to the check zone. Here's Fleck with it. Sandberg races back. That's knocked out. Here's Garland with it.
Czechia just can't get close enough to the piles to get the battle going. It's always 1-on-2 in favor of the U.S. Working at it, just not quite able to do it.
Centering pass. Kozielek, fan of that shot, picked up by O'Connor. And away comes O'Connor, banks that down. But the indirect pass didn't work for Bjork. Icing called against Team USA.
You're going to see Perunovic. This is late in the penalty kill. There's one diving keep at the blue line. Super impressive. Then, as the play's knocked down, here comes Kempney. You better get this or he's in. Oh, with the glove on the short hop. Oh, yes. Ozzie Smith working the shortstop. Going old school. Well done.
Well, the Smiths are going to make up for that penalty differential. Moritz Seider's just been kicked out of the game for boarding. What a major tilt that is in that one. Spacek centers it. And at the side of the goal, Spacek has that knocked away. That game available on TSN 5. As it's again shut down by Team USA. Icing called against the Americans.
Only a good chance for Czechia in the second period. Get to the front of the net, and the rebound was there. Spacek. Oh, the stretch from Smith. You're thinking, there's the puck. Just get it. Just jam it. So far in front of him, it's very hard to elevate when it's that far in front of your body. So you're just sweeping it towards the net. So Smith with the stretch to make the save.
In terms of Tina Turner here in the building. Kostelek. Legend passed away yesterday. Kostelek fires that wide. Lived in Switzerland. And now banked back down the ice by Garland. As Costello can use it there for Pavelka. The United States had great success at the under 18 level, the World Junior Championship. The Americans have won 4 World Junior gold medals since 2010. Trying to replicate that here at the World Championship. Bouncing puck is knocked down by Bonino. Sobotka. Plays it back across. Jordan shoots. And Smith kicked that out. Final minute now of the period. The one thing that doesn't get emphasized much is what it means to win the gold medal to your federation.
That's not something that is on the radar of the North American teams. I played for Canada. I didn't think anything about it. Didn't know anything about it. The American players, probably not a focus of theirs.
It's equivalent of $1 million to win it. Now, there's obviously some cost, insurance for players, travel, things like that. But at the end of the day, a lot of money goes back to your federation. It goes straight into programs.
The administrators who put the teams together think about that stuff. But
it's a big deal. I mean,
I think more so for the players, though, Gord, is that what a big deal it is to win. For the North American players, Canada and the U.S., what a big deal it is to win this tournament. We like to win it because we like to win. We don't necessarily associate the monstrosity of a world championship and what that means kind of personally.
Right. Gauthier fires. That's knocked down by Pavelka.
He's just spitting them out one after another.
From everywhere. It was a point shot.
Dropping them right in his pads.
Mazer spins back. Drops it across to Tynan. Think about the Finns winning 2 gold medals in the last 4 years and what that means to their program. Tynan in, fires. Pavelka the stop. It's scored free again. And Schmeichel has it back across. He goes to count. That pass misfired.
Time to take the oven mitts off and put on the blocker and catch him.
Mazer fires, and Pavelka this time squeezes it as time expires.
Another good period for the U.S. They withstood the push by Czechia earlier that reasserted their control and comfortably up 2-0 after 2.
Perbix with the second goal for Team USA. 2-0 the lead after 40 minutes here at the 2023 World Hockey Championship.
In Riga, the score between Team Switzerland and Team Germany in second period 1-1. Riikassa tilanne ottelussa Sveitsi Saksa toisessa erässä
2023 IIHF app. Featuring all statistics on your favorite players, your favorite teams, and real-time game updates at your fingertips. Find the show diverse in the IIHF app, explore the action, and dive into a new digital world. Play and win amazing prizes. Available on all smart devices in multiple languages. The 2023 IIHF app, powered by Skoda. Download it now from the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Raiffeisen Bank, make it happen. To achieve great goals, every step counts. We have continuously taken steps to develop Scandic into Pioneer, working for a better and more sustainable tomorrow. Our ambition is to lead sustainability in action by offering a world-class Nordic hotel experience by focusing on 3 core parts of our business: being the most inclusive company for the many people, leading the way to better food and beverage with less impact, and offering the most sustainable room experience.
There's many forms of abuse.
Abuse, harassment can happen.
Time to stand up and make a difference is now.
It's important to stay true to your own integrity, to the values that you believe in.
If it doesn't feel right, it's not right. Don't be the one that stands by and lets it happen. I've lived it. I've seen it. And enough is enough.
The very heart of our sport is at stake.
And now it is more crucial than ever to keep asking the questions.
Let's protect the sport we love. Let's protect ice hockey.
We need to speak out. We need to have the difficult conversations. And we need to make a difference now.
You aren't alone. The IIHF is out there to support you.
Duumiin tulee siinipaitaisen ahkeran piipun muurahainen tekevät tämän turnauksen mahdollisesti.
Yeah, on me. Yeah, on me. I'm sorry. I'm lucky you're not on the doorstep here. My bad. I'm lucky you're not on the doorstep there, Browner. My bad.
Guys! Hey! Kubulek, come on, guys. I'm watching you guys, okay? Watching you, come on. I'm watching both, come on. Play it!
Hold up. Far side. No, it's the guy in the middle. Hey, no, it was the guy in the middle. It wasn't you. Easy in front. Hey, watch that stick. No, easy. Hey, we're all good. Hey, we're all good. No, it's not. It's right on the whistle. It's right on the whistle. We're all good. It's right on the whistle. We're good.
Syöttäjä 13,
You too!
aika 28.53.
Hey, that's it. That's last one. Hey, get out of here. Let him go. No, he's not. It's a hold. Go. Ranzi.
United States trying to avenge a bronze medal game loss to Team Czechia. Casey DeSmith has faced 11 shots so far, stopped them all. At the other end, Karol Vamilka has been much busier. Vamilka faces 25 shots, has allowed 2. So the United States with a 2-0 lead here after 40 minutes. The United States will face the lowest seeded team remaining in the semifinals. They reseed after the quarters. And right now, Germany would fit the bill. The Germans a 3-1 lead on Switzerland after 2. Nico Sturm with a short-handed goal to give the Germans the 2-goal lead.
That would be a surprising upset. I think the consensus is that Group A with Finland, U.S., Sweden, Germany was probably the stronger of the two groups.
Now Cervenka winds in. Cervenka gets a step and shoots. And DeSmith makes a great save there in the opening seconds of the third period.
Was the one they were looking for. Cervenka flying right around Perbix on the high flipper.
He's the guy you'd want the puck on his stick. Dratek tries to flip that puck in. Tuck can't knock it out here. Cervenka back with it. In the corner for Dominik Kubalik. Czechia will be the host country in next year's World Championship in Prague and Ostrava. Not many of their fans in evidence here in Tampere today. Most of them had bought packages only to go to Riga, where they have themselves a time.
Turned out, filled up half the rink every game. Here's the high flipper. Perbix looks to knock it out of the air, and when he slides outside, Cervenka grabs it and wheels inside, and he's in basically alone. It's a big, big save for Casey DeSmith. Hasn't had much to do, but he gets a piece of his body on that one.
Brought back in, Costella swings it back in front. That's knocked away by Alex Tuck. DeSmith, the Pittsburgh Penguins goaltender playing here for Team USA, has a kind of a New York Rangers themed mask.
It looks like Mike Richter to me.
It looks a lot like Mike Richter's old mask with a Statue of Liberty on it in red, white, and blue.
Listen, if you could channel some inner Mike Richter, that would be okay.
You could do worse.
That would be all right. David Quinn, one of the former coaches of the Rangers.
Yeah.
Now with the Sharks. And he has a background in college too, so there'd be maybe a point of reference for a lot of the players.
Coached at BU for a long time. He was a 13th overall pick to Minnesota back in 1984. His career was ended by a blood disorder. 5 years at BU, 3 years with the Rangers. Coached the U.S. Olympic team last year. Terrific person. Just a lot of fun to talk about the game with. He knows the international game, is a fan of it. Has a great passion for coaching Team USA as that play goes offside at the Czech line.
So USA finds himself up 2-0. And the game has sort of been slow and steady. Opened the scoring, Matt Coronado, double bank shot off the skate of Michael Jordan in the net. And then off a face-off, seeing a wristler from Nick Perbix with a shrug and a smile. I guess I'll take it, as you should. Well, it's just 2-0. It feels like it's more.
It does.
But the Czechs are still just one shot away from being right back in this game, which is why that DeSmith save early, so important, changes the complexion of the third period.
And they have dug themselves into holes before this tournament. That long point shot by Thrun, kicked away by Vamilka. Tynan plays that back down to the Czech zone. Zaboro back to pick it up. Count up ahead to Zaboro. Drops it off. Schmeichel centers it. That's knocked away. Zaboral fires that back in. Here's DeSmith leading it back for Tyler Clevin. Clevin, a product of the 2020 NHL draft for the Ottawa Senators, and man, did they hit the jackpot in that draft.
And they've also mined North Dakota pretty effectively.
Yes, they have.
They've had 3 or 4 guys from North Dakota on their rosters at times this year. Took Bernard Docker, Jake Sanderson, Tyler Clevin.
We got Tim Stutzla, 3rd overall in that draft. Jake Sanderson 5th. And Ridley Gregg 28th. Roby Järventie from Finland. He was a 2nd-round pick. So was Tyler Clevin. They got a Finnish goalie named Leevi Merilainen in that draft, who they think is a great part of their future. Igor Sokolov, a big winger. It's not bad.
I mean, I think if you come out with 2 players in the draft, that's a pretty good draft.
If you get 2 regulars out of the draft,
yes, that's above average. They're going to come out with 6.
Dvorak gains center ice and banks that back down to the American zone. Picked up there by Sandberg. Puts that back in the air, and Dvorak back to pick it up. Later today, Latvia will take on Sweden in Riga. Here it'll be Canada against Finland. Bouncing puck on the side of the goal, that's knocked away. A rematch of last year's gold medal game in this arena. Won by the Finns. Coronado with it. On a power play in OT. It's a wild game here last year.
Finally a penalty coming up.
Yeah.
Farrell's going to go for a trip.
So Tomášek taken down, and the Czechs get a power play here less than 4 minutes into the 3rd period.
If there was going to be one message for Team USA before this period, no cheapies, no cheap penalties. And there's an offensive zone. Farrell trying to lead with his stick, gets it caught up in the skates, and goes to the box for tripping. There's not been a ton of chances 5-on-5 for Czechia. But we know they have a dangerous power play and the most dangerous power play shooter in Dominik Kubalik, who has equaled the tournament record with 6 power play goals to this point.
Saboka on that face-off, and it's controlled by Team USA. Perfect. Takes it off the glass and back down the ice. Czechia stuck on 11 shots through the 3rd period. Kempny lines it across to Schmeichel. Schmeichel lays it back around to Cervenka. Kubalik will go to his accustomed spot. The top of that face-off circle. Schmeichel to Cervenka. Cervenka. Saboka shoots. That was blocked by Sandberg. Bouncing pucks. Kubalik lays it back down to Saboka. And Saboka pivots back in the corner. Slides that back to Kubalik. Down he goes for Cervenka. Teed up by Kempny. That shot deflected wide by Benito and sent down the ice.
Almost little pop pass into Saboka, opened things up. Kubalik again with a rebound, was wide open on the back door.
Kempny for Cervenka. Now Grimaldi sends that down the ice.
Rocco Grimaldi can become a penalty killer. He can play in the NHL. And he's got puck skills, and if he can be reliable defensively, put a guy like that on your 4th line.
Spent parts of 8 years in the NHL with Florida, Colorado, and Nashville. Played for 2 American League teams this year and scored 33 goals. Spacek drops it back. Tomášek. Winds back in Tomášek. Slides that down to Chernak. That's knocked away. And Zahorna has it back. 20 seconds to go on the Farrell penalty. And Spacek plays it in. Thrud has that knocked away by O'Connor. Turned over. Kostelek fires. He ripped that wide.
He doesn't care if there's a screen. He's shooting to score. He's not worried about traffic.
Kostelek back with it. As look slides that across to Spacek. Kostelek feeds it back across to Spacek. Shoots. That's tipped wide by Zahorna as Farrell steps back on. No shots for the Czechs in that power play. Zahorna now. Runs it back in front for Chernak. Picked up by Benito. Czechs are changing as Benito brings it back out. End of a very long penalty kill shift for him.
He lugged it up slowly.
There's no need for a slow-mo replay of that. And he finally plays the puck back in the corner. He's exhausted.
I don't know what he's still doing on the ice. Get off the ice.
Perkins plays it back in, and now Bonino walking back to the American bench.
He can barely get there.
Good penalty kill shift for him, though. Bojanilek winds it across the line, bumped there by Perkins, and lifted back out by Tynan. Zaboral lost the puck. Mazur flipped that wide.
Stick by Mazur into the feet of Zaboral. He's looking for a penalty, understandably.
2-0 United States leads here in the third period. Team USA with the lead here. Team USA finished at the top of Group A in the standings. Germany finished fourth, has a 3-1 lead on Switzerland after 2 periods. Canada taking on Finland. Later on tonight here. 2 years ago in Riga, the entire tournament was played there in Latvia. There's a jam play in front by Coronado's turned away. All 4 teams in the semifinals were from the same group. Doesn't happen very often.
Part of that was staggered by rankings, so they're not supposed to happen.
And part of that was Germany beating Switzerland in the quarters.
Could be repeating itself here.
Chop back to Garland. Connor Garland tries to work that free. Picked up by Coronado. Back to the point he goes to Hudson. Across to Sandberg with a long shot, and Vejmelka steers that away. Vejmelka's night ended earlier last year in the bronze medal game. He was pulled after the first period. He's been good here tonight. Just no goal support.
Got a long way to go to last year's game, which was 8-4 Czechia.
Down 3-1 after one.
US keep grinding along. Alex Tuck used a surprisingly long stick for a player of his size and able to get the early poke to Coronado. Tries to tuck it in far side on Vejmelka. And I keep waiting. There's 12.5 minutes left here, board. And this whole game for Czechia has felt flat.
Yeah.
Now that's a function of the Americans playing so well. They're not letting them get to the spots they want to get to. But I keep waiting for like a little more push, a little more energy, emotion, something out of Czechia to challenge the U.S.
Like that knocked away by Perfect.
And maybe that's the greatest compliment. We're trying, and they won't let us. Just can't get it going.
There's Mazur with it. Mazur slides that back across. It's like every team that lost to New Jersey this year thought they played terrible. You're like, well, hang on a second.
What's the common denominator here?
Bojanilek winds back in with the Czechs changing. Here's Perbix on. Looks it back into O'Connor. Steps around Bojanilek. Brnovich. Up for Bjork, who lifts it that wide. Bojanilek spins back. Drops it off to Jordan. Hall Jordan. Up for Zaboral. Clement got bumped off the puck there by Baranek. Bojanilek trying to drop that back, picked up by Tuck. Up he goes to Grimaldi, and Rocco Grimaldi sends that in. Grimaldi's helmet was knocked off. He's got to go back to the American bench. Unimpressed with that development.
Wisely doesn't touch the puck, even though it goes right through his skates at the bench. Heady play.
Skate right by that discarded bucket.
Kaiser's going to need a serious cleaning when it's done.
Maybe time for a new one.
I kind of like when it gets left on there, and now the bench starts scrambling whose helmet might fit that guy's head. be a real comedy routine on the bench.
I hope you've never handed anyone your helmet, because
my little pea helmet would not have fit anybody, no. Somebody's kid.
Here's Kubalik. Lifts that ahead, knocked down by Brown. Then the puck skirts back to center ice. Coronado winds it and shoots. Vinoka leaning, makes that save, and is able to hang on.
Trying to hold on. Coronado, that's his 5th shot of the game. He's opened the scoring, and sometimes when you get a good break like he did early on, it goes to your legs, and he's a shoot first kind of guy. He has an excellent release. And we'll be looking to make waves in at Calgary next year.
Well, they were excited to see him turn pro. He's a pretty exciting player. He's got a great resume.
Only got to play 1 because Calgary was still kind of around the race. So
Shoots, scores! Cutter Gauthier strikes again. That's his 7th of the tournament. And the U.S. leads 3-0.
Second goal off a power play, or off a face-off for Team USA. And that's why he shoots every single time he touches it. Like, that came off his stick so quickly. Tynan pulls it back. Another assist for him. And there's just not enough time for Czechia to get out and get on him. Schmeichel's trying to get there. And as Kudracek is spinning out of the way, he goes right through the eye line. But just the technical ability to shoot the puck that quickly, that hard, is impressive.
One of 5 players in this World Championship who also played in this year's World Junior Championship.
Again next year as well.
Yeah.
Team USA, third goal, scored by number 19.
That's a big league shot.
Absolutely. It's not that it's hard. It's not that it's accurate. It's how quickly he can get that accuracy and velocity off. Just flicks it. It's gone.
Moshik long shot, knocked down by DeSmith. And Gauthier back on it. Right back across to Moshik, centers up for Fleck. At the line, Kostalik can't hold the line. Tynan slides that back down the check zone from the wrong side of center ice. Icing called against Team USA.
It's really something. Simple play here. You draw it back. You know, Schmeichel's coming out towards him, but oh, you see the bow of the shaft. Hands relatively close together. Top hand, got to get away from your body to give yourself more room to pull your top hand. There are shooting schools. There are shooting coaches that try to teach players to shoot the way he does. And the higher up you get, the less time you have. It means faster you have to be able to shoot it. And boy, can he get rid of it.
Garland winds out of the U.S. completes a change here. Zaboral plays that back around.
I could imagine him scoring 8 if he goes back to college, which he's suspected he's going to do. I see him scoring a ton at university.
He might wind up at the University of Philadelphia sooner than we think.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. They're watching this going.
The Flyers are saying.
BC right now is going, okay, that's enough, Cutter. No more goals until the gold medal game, please, because we want to make sure you come back to us.
Nemechek step hard into Bjork there, and Kempny back for it. Bojanilik lines back in, poke checked away by Perbix, and Kempny has it back. Third period underway in Riga. Germany a 3-1 lead on Switzerland. Kubalik chips that back down. So Hornet down to Cervenka rather, and Cervenka.
Trying something, switching up the line, took out Sabatka, put in Zahorna for the first line.
Big body to stand in front. Exactly where he's parked. The shot got through, and DeSmith kicked that away. And Grimaldi goes it back to center ice, knocked down by Kondratek. Czechs bronze medal last year, their first medal in 9 years of the World Championship. The silver medal they won at the World Junior this year, their first medal there since 2005. They beat the Americans in the bronze medal game in Grand Forks, North Dakota.
It's a high stick right there. Mackey just got Spacek right across his chin.
Spacek got cut by a stick in the game against
saw him
Canada
yesterday traveling, and he had a nasty gash in his cheek for Brad Hunt's stick.
Yeah. Well, the Canadians and the Czechs were on the same charter flight together, which is always interesting. There's reflectable backhand shot to Smith, the save on that. Stalik shoots. That's blocked rebound, and Spacek gave Patrick Brown a little slash after that shot. Cutter Gauthier has got the U.S. off to a 3-0 lead here in the third period. .14 to go here in the third period, just after 6:15 local time in Tampere, Finland.
I'm waiting for Czechia to make this push. They're trailing. They got to go. We're 13 minutes in the period. 3 shots. They just cannot get to the net. Impressive defensive game, Team USA.
Here's Zaboral with it. Doesn't let that back out. The one thing that a lot of European coaches don't do, that NHL coaches do, is take advantage of TV timeouts and bring your top line back afterward.
They just don't play their top players as much. To get a forward to 20 minutes in this tournament is rare.
Right.
Whereas you'll see Connor McDavid play 26 minutes in a 30-minute game at times.
Right.
I think as a function of the 8 defensemen as well. Sometimes they get the habit of rolling 4 different 5-man units.
Right.
Everyone plays together, sort of thing.
Here's Bonino with it. Nick Bonino, the American captain, slides that down. Native of Hartford, Connecticut. 2-time Stanley Cup winner with Pittsburgh. Demko makes that save on Bonino. Here's Tuck with it now. Alex Tuck slings that back down to the Czech zone. Zaboral launched himself there into Sandberg. 6 to go in the third. Sandberg shoots. That's off a stick. Up and out of play. 5:53 to go in the third. The United States with a 3-0 lead on Czechia.
All right, after this game, head over to the fan zone. As you can see, there's already people slowly going into the fan zone, probably to enjoy the next game. So please head over there after this game and enjoy.
Ja siellä he todellakin kannattaa matsin jälkeen lähteä fanzoneille sijaitsee tuossa Rautatien aseman sekä Nokia-areenan välissä. Siellä on ilman Suomi Kanada pelin jälkeen varmaan huikea meno. Pasi, oot ollut siellä joka ilta sappiin. Siellä on meininki.
Tänäkin taas olla yhteen asti ja hyvää meininkiä riittää, mutta nyt
Detroit will be jumping tonight when Finland plays host to Canada in Game 2 here on quarterfinal day.
It's interesting because Finland would feel some of the third time we're playing these guys. 3 years in a row they've played now in elimination games, twice in the gold medal game, and they'll have lots of players that played in both those games.
Right.
Canada won't have anybody.
The last 3 games of Finland have gone to overtime.
Not be surprised at all if the next one does as well.
Dratek for Cervenka. Cross to Zahorna, winds that down in the U.S. zone. 3-1 Germany, start of the third period in Riga. Zahorna back with it. Cervenka wheels it back in front towards Zahorna. That's knocked away by Garland. Banks it back out to the Czech line. And Coronado closed quickly on Kondratek. Kondratek drops that back to Fleck. In comes Fleck, shoots, put that wide. Fleck back with it. Alex Tuck brings it back out. Native of Syracuse, New York, grew up a Sabres fan. And his love of Western New York just shines through. His comments about Rick Jenrette's retirement, the longtime Sabres broadcaster, just his feel for that area just endeared him to the people acquired as part of that Jack Eichel trade with Vegas.
The reason why they wanted him was because he wanted to be there. Jack Eichel did not want to be there anymore, and Alex Tuck gone in there and has been just a tremendous player.
Fleck kicks that back down to the American zone as Frun goes back.
At times that Tage Thompson, Jeff Skinner Tuck line was as good as there was in the NHL this year.
Gauthier moves in. Cutter Gauthier walks in and shoots, and Vamilka makes the glove save.
Keeps piling up the shots. You get a sense of Michael Spacek really struggling to get off the ice. Limping, got tangled up in the offensive zone, and he just pulled something.
Yeah, it just wasn't touched.
That's a straight groin hip flexor. Oh,
you know,
man.
It's probably their last game.
Oh, gosh, and he's got a summer coming up, and to hurt it this badly in the middle of a game is unusual.
You always see someone get hurt. That shot for drop by Gauthier, knocked away by Vamilka, but at this point in the tournament,
4 minutes left in your season. That's going to end in disappointment. Somehow makes it worse.
Mazer lost the puck to Jordan. And Michal Jordan tries to slide that. Gauthier banks it back down to the Czech zone. Kempney. 12 to go in Riga. A 2-goal lead for Germany on Switzerland. Cervenka lays that back to Kondratek for Kempney. Moves it and shoots. That deflects wide. Available for viewers in Canada on TSN 5.
Germany doing a more Sider for most of this game too. He's been kicked out of the game.
Kicked out for a 5-minute major to game misconduct. So Vamilka's gone to the bench now with just over 3 to go. 6 skaters on 5 for the Czechs. Tomaszek. That's broken up. Coronado has a look. Couldn't get a shot away. Kempney. Rink wide for Kondratek. Set down to the American zone as Sandberg is back to pick it up. Kempney pumps that back down to the American zone. And that's offside called against the Czechs.
It has just been a suffocating defensive clinic.
This has been, I mean,
it feels like there's no life for Czechia because there isn't.
You never got I can't recall them having a second chance opportunity. They've been one and done. They've had
timeout here for Czechia coming up. You see Martin Erat on the left, drop it down. Long-time NHLer to diagram something. They need 3 in 2.5 minutes, so
he will fly back as soon as this tournament's over to North America. He lives in Nashville. He's going to a tournament in Toronto. Coaches his young son in Nashville.
Hockey world never stops, apparently, as it's been a relatively light lift for Casey DeSmith, but you think about a couple timely saves, that one late in the second, and this one early. It was 2-0, Cervenka in alone. That would have maybe tightened the game up a little bit, but never gave Czechia a reason to believe. That and the defense in front of them have kind of taken the life away from Czechia. We've seen Czechia play 7 games. They've always felt incredibly engaged in every game. And the U.S. has checked them out of this game. It's a real credit to how the Americans have played.
Goes over the glass and out. United States outscoring his opposition 34-8 coming into this game.
So now they've given him 8 and 8. That'll be a math major to figure out what that is per game. You don't need much to best it. The U.S. will be the top seeded team.
Yeah.
Over the semifinals.
The remaining seed, if Germany beats Switzerland, that'll be the matchup in the semifinals. Cervenka spins back with the Czech net is empty. Zaboral in for Cervenka, feeds that back. Kubalik cues it wide. Tuck up ahead for Benito. Has a look ahead, goes to the empty net. That's knocked down by Zaboral.
We've seen some struggles on the empty net in this tournament.
And Zaboral knocks that one away. That's pretty good.
He didn't put a skate in front of it. That is impressive.
Inside 2 to go here in the third period. United States posted a shutout win in the quarterfinal last year. Jeremy Swayman was terrific at Switzerland.
Oh, I thought DeSmith might want to take a gander.
You thought?
You know, dump in, quick handle. You're up 3. You know, I'd do it if I could.
100%.
That's obvious.
Grimaldi winds it now. Pivots back in the corner.
1-on-5 in the corner.
Tiny comes in to help out. Grimaldi steals it right back. Grimaldi plays it back in the corner, gets taken down. Kondratek with it. Out to center ice. That's knocked down by Tynan.
At 6-on-5, they can't get out of their own end.
Run by Kostelek. Picked off by O'Connor. Plays it back to center ice. Under a minute to go here in the third period. This has been a clinic.
So impressed. Team USA, methodical.
The US has scored once in each period.
Not getting involved in any stuff after the whistle, discipline, you name it. Not a lot for the coach to complain about.
And he shoots at deflected away. Moves at the side of the goal, picked up by O'Connor. It's bottled up there by Schmeichel. Rolls back down in the Czech zone as Kempny goes back. Icing waved off. Kempny, rink wide for Bojanilek. That's picked off by Brown. Coronado shoots. That's knocked down by Dvorak. And the United States is off in the semifinals for the second consecutive year. And will face the lowest seed remaining as they win their 8th in a row decisively. 3-0 over Czechia. So we'll get the player of the game presentations plus the top 3 players of the tournament for Czechia, and then the United States national anthem. Still 3-1 Germany, leading Switzerland in Riga.
Such an impressive game for the U.S. You knew they were the best team in Group A. Not exactly sure how the games translate one group versus the next, but they were class of this game by far.
The tournament ends with 3 straight losses for Czechia. They lost their top 2 centers early on.
They were back heavy with their competition, so they got tougher as they went along and just couldn't muster up the energy or the offense against the Americans.
Best players of each team will be awarded with the official watch by T-Sot, official timekeeper of the 2023 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. Vuoden 2023 IIHF jääkiekon MM-kisojen virallinen ajanottaja T-Sot palkitsee kummankin joukkueen parhaan pelaajan. Prize for Team Czechia is presented by Tsekin palkinnon jakaa International Ice Hockey Federation Senior Vice President, kansainvälisen jääkiekkoliiton varapuheenjohtaja Peter Brisa. Prize for Team USA is presented by USA:n palkinnon jakaa International Ice Hockey Federation Vice President, kansainvälisen jääkiekkoliiton varapuheenjohtaja Aivas Omorkanjov. Best player of Team Czechia, Tsekin paras pelaaja, number 7, Tomáš Dvořák.
Thomas Dvorak plays for Pardubice in the Czech Extra League. Has spent his entire career there. Playing in the IIHF tournament for the first time since the 2012 Under-18.
Best player of Team USA, USA:n paras pelaaja, number 27, 27, Matt Coronado.
Got the ball rolling with the first goal, had a boatload of shots, lots of jump, and another offensive performance for Matt Coronado.
And now the top 3 players of the tournament for Czechia.
Ladies and gentlemen, now the award of the 3 best players of Team Czechia of the tournament will be presented. But naisten ja herrat, seuraavaksi palkitaan Tsekin 3 parasta pelaajaa tässä turnauksessa. The 3 best players awards are selected by each team. Joukkueet ovat valinneet 3 parasta pelaajaa. The 3 best players of Team Czechia are Tsekin 3 parasta pelaajaa ovat number 6, uusi Michal Kempny.
Kempny, the NHL veteran. Kubalik, the tournament goal scoring leader. And Vemelko, the goaltender, who came on late in the preliminary round to be the number 1 man. Was number 2 in save percentage coming in.
I don't think whoever was in net was going to matter for Czechia today.
Peter Briza handing those out as the senior vice president of the IIHF, former Czech international goalie.
Would have taken something clean to try to get this game for Czechia to overtime. They just did not have it against the better American team.
They'll be the host nation for next year's tournament in Prague and Ostrava.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're able, please rise and remove your hats for the national anthem of the winning team, USA. Arvoisa yleisö, jos pystyt, pyydän nousemaan ylös, ottamaan hatun päästäsi ja kuulemaan voittajajoukkue USA:n kansallishymnin. Tournament will continue today in Nokia Arena at 8:20 p.m. with the quarterfinal game Team Canada against Team Finland. Welcome. Vuoden 2023 IIHF-jääkiekon MM-kisat jatkuvat tänään Nokia Areenalla puolivälierä ottelulla Kanada-Suomi kello 20:20. Tervetuloa. Ladies and gentlemen, the venue is empty between the games. See you soon. Arvoisa yleisö, areena tyhjennetään otteluiden välissä. Nähdään pian.
Other days, it could also be as simple as something else accidentally getting in the way. Then, suddenly, one day, the pieces fall into place.
Roman, no doubt a difficult loss today. What was it about the Americans that made them so difficult to solve?
We have been prepared for the fast game, and that's how they start. But yeah, we get some bad goals, and we couldn't bounce back. So
I can see the disappointment on your face, but on a more positive note, what will you take away from this tournament, from your memories as a team?
Like when you lose the quarterfinal, I don't know what kind of good memories you can get, but that's hard to say right now. It's really disappointed, and I think we could do more. That's what I feel now.
I know this is your 10th World Championship appearance. What does it mean to you individually and wearing that C in your chest to come back and represent your nation?
Vždycky, když to jde, tak rád reprezentuju a jsem pyšnej, když můžu oblíknout dres národního týmu, ale teď samozřejmě převládá zklamání z prohry.
Thank you. Matt, you got the ball rolling today with the first goal, and you said you were trying to keep things simple but play our game. How do you think you executed that?
I think we did a good job. I think we were consistent pretty much throughout the whole game. So just real happy about the way it went today.
Now 8-0 at the World Championship. What impressed you the most about the way you controlled play today?
I think our group's got a lot of confidence, and I think we stayed within ourselves and did the little things to keep playing our game and kind of keep dominating the way we want to.
Lastly, we spoke about what this game means. You're now competing for a medal at this tournament. What's the focus the rest of the way?
Just keep doing things the way we've been doing them. Like I said, we got a lot of confidence, so just keep on doing things that have been working for us.
Thanks, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Job, boys. Shoot up. Job, buddy. Job, man. Job there, boys. Job, good job. Getting better looking. Good job, boys. Okay now. Okay. Good job, boys. Hey, 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 hey. That's it. That's it. Two more. Good job.
The 2023 IIHF app. Featuring all statistics on your favorite players, your favorite teams, and real-time game updates at your fingertips. Find the Showverse in the IIHF app, explore the action, and dive into a new digital world. Play and win amazing prizes. Available on all smart devices. In multiple languages. The 2023 IIHF app, powered by Skoda.
Download it now from the Apple App Store and
Wishes, they don't just happen. You have to make them happen. Pay instantly for those early bird tickets and make friends